Hi everyone and welcome to our special Made for YouTube series. I'm Sumaira Abidi. Now in the last 1.5 years, a lot of us have taken to DIY investing. Now what is DIY investing? Is basically as an investor, you're doing it yourself, right? So you don't have an advisor. You look for a variety of sources for information and then you take your own decisions. Now DIY investing can be very fruitful, but it can also have a lot of drawbacks. So how do you know if you're going to make a good DIY investor? So I thought today we'd speak a little bit about what are the traits that make a good DIY investor. Now the first thing that you want to know as a DIY investor is whether or not you have discipline. Now a lot of us probably are very disciplined in our approach. We wake up at a certain time, we do things the way they must be done. So that is something which is very, very essential for a DIY investor, right? That if you have decided, for example, that certain levels are important, then be disciplined about how you're going to do it. You must manage your cash flow in a very, very regulated manner, right? You don't want to take erratic decisions. So that is the first thing. The next is that, of course, you must have some sort of enthusiasm, right, for investing. So if, for example, you're looking to invest in either direct stocks or mutual funds, then you must be very on top of news. I mean, you can't say that I'm just going to find out every other week what's going on. So you must have the enthusiasm to know what's going on, with your investments, to know what's going on around the world, which can in turn impact your investment. So enthusiasm is important. Next is the hunger. The hunger for what? The desire to make money, right? The hunger to make money, and therefore you must keep monitoring your investments. You must avoid biases, right? You must believe that I will make money, have that positive mindset, and take decisions with that in mind, right? So you must be hungry to make a success of your investing career. The other thing is humility. Now, humility not just as a person, but humility as an investor. And why is it important? Because all of us, we make mistakes on a daily basis, right? As an investor, you will make mistakes too. Even the most successful investors make any number of mistakes. Humility comes in when you recognize those mistakes and you choose to course correct, right? So you take the learning from what has gone wrong and you improvise it, use it with your next investment and henceforth. So that is humility, right? So as a DIY investor, you must be very, very aware of this and not fall into the behavioral biases, one of which is that we only look at opinion which reinforces our own opinion. You must be open to a wide variety of opinion, so you'll know exactly what are the pitfalls or the advantages thereof. The other thing is that every DIY investor must keenly understand risk and reward. Now why is it important? Because investment per se is not so much about returns as it is about managing risk. So when you're able to manage your risk adequately, you will ensure that your portfolio is performing at its optimal capacity, and therefore your returns are optimized as well, right? So understanding risk reward is, again, and not just understanding it, remembering it, right? You don't want to take an opportunity with the next best thing when you haven't entirely understood what are the risks associated with it, right? So sometimes boring and simple is best, but do keep this in mind if you're looking to become a DIY investor. Investing is a full-time job. So if people with day jobs are looking to also manage their own investments, then you must be certain that you must be able to devote that kind of time to managing your investments as well, right? So these are some of the traits. I thought I just put it on the table, and it's there for you to digest and choose whether or not you have it in you to become a DIY investor. And if you do, all the very best to you. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos that you'd like us to do, we'd be very, very happy to read them. Stay safe.